Welcome back to WRPL, the podcast where we talk about all the things we are watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And today we are extra looking at all the things we watched, read, played, and listened to. We are doing a 1 year in review. This is our 1 year anniversary episode 48, and we are going to look back on all of the main topics. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say main topics, our main pieces of media, because we have had other main topics like the Oscars and other things that don't really fit for what we're going to do next. But we're going to look at all of our main pieces of media, regardless of medium, and we're going to have a little tier list. I have 64 things we have talked about, and that's only like a fraction of it. There are some episodes we talk about like 18 things in one episode.
Right.
So these are the biggest ones, all of our main topics of episodes, plus a few others that got good chunks of smaller episodes. I have a nice tier list, and we're going to go through them, and we are going to find out what is the best piece of media we talked about in our first year.
And you may be thinking, 64 things they're going to talk about. This is going to be a 6-hour podcast. Well, don't worry, folks. We're only going to spend about... we're going to attempt to spend about 10 seconds on each one. And then when we get to like the later rounds, we might add a little bit of je ne sais quoi, as they say, and really get into it a little bit more.
Yeah, these first 64 are going to be real easy. Like this first one that we have come up, we know what the answer is automatically. It's no question. But as we go on, there's going to be some harder things. Mm-hmm. And we have decided that if we won't budge on, and we're on opposing sides of one of these brackets, we're just going to roll a die. Whoever gets the highest number, they win. We move on. We're not going to try to convince each other too much. So, happy 1 year, Steve.
Happy 1 year, Benjamin.
It's excellent to be here.
I'm surprised we did anything this long. I'm surprised we've been friends this long.
Hey, well, we did have like 3 years of working together that kind of forced us.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks, theater. All right, so... You excited for this? Do you have any predictions? Like, we talked earlier about what we think is best, and from how I've ranted and raved, I know what my favorite thing is, and I'm going to root for it throughout. But do you have any, like, secret dark horse that you think may come through and really clinch it?
I only gave the list a brief look over, and I'm sure there is something. But I'm just going to let that come up naturally and, see and surprise the audience, because I'm sure... I've forgotten if there is one, but I think there's going to be one where that pops up and be like, oh, yeah, I could see this one coming out on top, possibly.
And if anybody out there knows of a good free tier maker, there's tons of them out there, but I found you have to sign up to use their functions, but they want you to, like, assign other moderators, select what sport it is, pick the day of starting, and it's like this huge complicated thing. Like, just give me a tier in multiples of I guess it's multiples of 2. Yeah, I guess it would have to be multiples of 2, and let me just click on one and say it's the winner. They're really, really bad.
Yeah, like, how you go into like Microsoft Word or some word processor, it's like, okay, this one is resume, this one is essay. There's like the 5 options of like types of documents you can make. You just pick one and you're off to the races.
I bet there's something on Excel or something like that.
Sure.
But so I'm doing the old pen and paper after about after about a hour or so of looking on the internet and trying to find the best one. Nothing worked.
Sometimes, the easiest thing to do is the oldest thing to do.
Yeah, so I have my slate and chalk. I'm sorry,
stone and chisel.
Yeah, I apologize for the sound. This is going to take forever to chisel these in one by one. But let's get started.
All right.
First up, Space Jam: A New Legacy versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine final season.
Well, obviously this is Space Jam. We're doing the worst, right? This is the worst list?
We're doing the worst list.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could always do a reverse, take all the losers and find the worst thing, but we know it's Space Jam. We already know. Yeah. Our first episode was our worst, so it's fitting. But we know it was only downhill from there.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine takes us.
100%.
All right. Antlers versus Don't Look Up.
There's a lot to like about Antlers, but my vote is for Don't Look Up.
Same, Don't Look Up. I know you weren't super thrilled on it, but...
Yeah, as much as I complained about Don't Look Up, I didn't dislike it. Where Antlers, I thought there was some good stuff in it, but it didn't quite live up to the potential I wanted it to.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm leaning Don't Look Up.
And I think Don't Look Up is just a little more timely and,
Sure.
and good time capsule of now. All right, next one. The Northmen versus Jurassic World Dominion. Not too hard of a fight. Now, let's get this Northman fighting some dinosaurs.
Oh.
You know, which
Get like a live action
action primal.
Yeah. I could be into that.
I'd be down. So, the Northmen.
Northman for sure.
Yes.
Jurassic World Dominion might it is Dominion, right?
It is Dominion,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be second worst thing this year.
A contender for the worst.
Versus
Yeah.
Space Jam. It'd be a tough fight.
Here, you want to whenever those really bad things,
Sure.
just write it down, and then we'll just talk about it.
Right.
Okay. Next one. Prey, the new Predator movie on Hulu versus Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Did you see Venom, Let There Be Carnage?
I did not. I have heard nothing but bad things, and you didn't praise it, so I think this one goes to Prey.
Absolutely. There's really nothing redeemable about any of the Sony not Spider-Man universe movies. They're all bad. I don't care how weird you think Venom is and Eddie Brock's weird mannerisms. That movie sucks. Okay. Ozark final season versus Moon Knight season 1.
Ooh.
This is the first one we come across
Yeah.
that. You need to think a little.
Because, like, Ozark is by far a better show.
Yes.
But this final season, I didn't really have a good time watching, where there was times in Moon Knight where I was like, okay, this is kind of fun.
And everyone's really good actors in Ozark, but you gotta hand it to Oscar Isaac being able to play mainly 2 people and then a third towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good at it, and it's part of a bigger world that I like. So
Yeah.
I'm inclined to say Moon Knight.
And even if they're like all the characters on Moon Knight, I can like kind of enjoy watching. Not necessarily that they're better actors than on Ozark,
Sure.
but they're more enjoyable to watch versus like the characters on Ozark. I'm like, I hate hearing
And
you speak.
Sometimes they cut back to someone and you're like, get off the screen. I don't want them. And I think in 5 years I may go back to Moon Knight. I wouldn't go back to Ozark. Ozark's a one and done.
Yeah.
So I vote Moon Knight.
I think I'm still gonna go Ozark.
Oh.
Yeah, only because like it's kind of going. Here's. Wait, so am I just doing season 4? I'm not doing the show as a whole.
Just season 4. What we were
or
talking
season
about.
5, whatever it is.
It was season 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Now some things we have on here are like the series retrospect.
Sure. Okay.
But this specific episode was just on that final season.
All right. Much to my chagrin, I'll it's not secede. What's
I'll concede.
I concede. Thank you. I was like, I know it's in that realm. I concede, and I'll go Moon Knight.
Okay. And next one, Midnight Mass versus Ghostbusters Afterlife.
We're not even going to talk about this.
Nope.
Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass was fucking awesome.
It really was. All right, The Batman versus the Bob's Burgers movie. God, these are like my 2 of my most anticipated.
This
of
might
this
be
year.
hard for you.
Yeah, but no, it's actually not.
Okay.
It's the Batman.
Yeah, Batman for sure.
I love the Bob's Burgers movie, but it just is
It's an extended episode.
They really
this
didn't
is
like,
something new for Batman.
Whereas like the Simpsons movie, even though you can say, oh, it's a couple of Simpsons episodes strung together, it feels like a movie.
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers didn't. They've had episodes that feel more like a movie than their actual movie. But we're going with Batman. Okay, this will be a good one for you.
Okay.
Thor 4 or What If?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with What If solely because I really appreciate the concept. I like the idea of seeing new stories that we wouldn't see otherwise in the MCU, even though Party Thor is the worst thing Marvel has ever made. Thor 4 is a close second.
Yeah, because it's like almost all Party Thor type antics.
Yeah. Just
and at least
for 2 hours.
In What If, you can say that one episode is really good.
Yeah.
It's hard to point anything really good in Thor 4.
Yeah, I didn't love the animation, but I can get past that. But yeah, for the execution of ideas alone is What If.
Oh, and here's another weird matchup. So last one we had 2 Marvel properties, both having Thor in it, but this is Peacemaker Season 1 versus The Suicide Squad. Come on. And I want to let people know I didn't like rank these in the order of they release. I did every 7th thing to try to randomize it as much as I can. I didn't want to pick and choose what should fight against each other. So I kind of did this a little blind. This sucks. I love both these things.
Yeah. Well, I liked Peacemaker more than I enjoyed Suicide Squad, but I know it made your best of the year list,
Yeah,
where
it was
like it didn't
the
make
best.
mine at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Peacemaker. I found all the new characters that I were introduced in this show, or like you got to spend more time with. They might have popped
Sure,
up in the
sure.
Suicide Squad movie, but all the characters got really fleshed out, and Vigilante. Is his name?
Oh yeah, Vigilante is really
just
good.
such a fun character. So I'm gonna go Peacemaker over Suicide Squad.
That you got good points. You really do. Fuck.
Like Suicide Squad is fun, but it felt like more just kind of James Gunn doing Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's allowed a little bit more leeway. While like Peacemaker was just like full blown.
Yeah,
we're doing crazy shit.
There are characters I don't like in Peacemaker, and there's no character in Suicide Squad that I don't like. Like everybody is great in that. I'm gonna have to say Suicide Squad. I always say Suicide Squad
Because you can't say it. I
no, we're gonna roll for this one. So,
all right.
Just
Gonna let the face decide. Do you just want to do odds or evens?
No, it's whoever's higher.
Well, I know. I just figured we'd just do a one roll.
Do one roll.
Well, okay, we'll do higher number. Oh, my hand slipped, but it's 11.
11. 10.
Oh,
damn. All right.
Peacemaker
Wins
out.
Maker. All right. Next one is Squid Game versus Matrix 4. Not even a question.
Yeah. Squid Game, 100%. And shout out to Squid Game for winning some Emmys.
Yeah. Fuck them Emmys. Better Call Saul got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, at least one person can get it. Like, Bob Odenkirk doesn't have to get it, but Ray Seahorn deserved it. And their music, their cinematography, like, rewatching Better Call Saul, there are just some shots that are, like, frame-worthy. It's so beautiful. Even compared to, like, Breaking Bad, like, rewatch that.
We're getting off
I'm sorry.
Squid Game wins.
Squid Game wins.
Squid Game's the big event of the year this past year. So.
Now we have Men versus The Umbrella Academy, Season 3. I really liked Men, but I mainly liked it for the very end and how crazy and weird it was.
Yeah, from a filmmaking standpoint, I can appreciate Men. I would say it's the better made thing, but Umbrella Academy is just enjoyable. I could see myself like maybe down the line rewatching Umbrella Academy, going like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that show. I kind of forgot some stuff. That might be worth a watch. But like Men, I don't think I'll ever watch again.
Yeah, probably right. We'll go Umbrella Academy. All right. No Time to Die, the final James Bond movie, versus Atlanta, Season 3.
As much as I liked James Bond, it's tough to beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
Donald Glover's a national treasure.
Did you start watching new season yet?
I did.
First two episodes are out.
Oh shit!
I haven't watched them.
All right, we know what we're doing after this.
All right, next one: Shang-Chi versus Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom. Yeah, Andrew Garfield deserved the Oscar.
Yeah, bullshit. Everything Everywhere All at Once versus The Boys, Season 3.
Ooh, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's something I didn't know anything about, and going in and blew away my expectations.
Sure.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm going with The Boys because The Boys is amazing, and I will rewatch The Boys again. I don't know if I ever even need to see EEE again.
Yeah, it's just I think that there's like when we talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once, there's not a lot we complain about. Where with The Boys, there's stuff where you're just like, that was hard to watch, or
Sure.
like there's that character. It's like I'm not really behind. Like Boys is crazy and it's like something different on television, but it's also just like sometimes it's hard to watch. Sure. Not even from like it's so violent or it's just like so ridiculous that it's like I'm not even enjoying looking at what's on screen right now.
Nope, we're gonna have to roll for this one because I think the Boys is more.
I can't believe Everything Everywhere All at Once is possibly going to get knocked out right here. With a 7
versus
6. Damn.
15.
All
Sorry.
Right. That's absurd.
Yep, it's a shame. That one definitely deserves to be at least a round 2. Man and Dan versus Pam and Tommy.
two different mediums.
Very different.
Two different style of stories, horror versus, kind of biopic comedy. But Pam and Tommy was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Pam and Tommy. It's
Man of Medan was fun, but not quite as fun.
The Last Duel versus Uncharted.
Last Duel.
The Last Duel.
For sure. Best Ridley Scott movie in a long time.
Lightyear versus The Voyeurs. Very different. Polar opposites, one would say.
We're going to go with The Voyeurs, I believe, because Lightyear was nice, and we love Chris Evans on this podcast.
Sure.
But slightly disappointing.
Yeah, not that great. Righteous Gemstones versus Last Night in Soho. Yeah. I'm going to say Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. Last Night in Soho was excellent Edgar Wright film, but
kind of loses you in the end.
Yeah, it lost me in the end, and it's probably one of my least favorite of his.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness versus Beast.
I guess Multiverse of Madness wins just for like the spectacle of it.
Yeah.
Beast is a little silly, but like also Multiverse of Madness there's a lot of silly stuff in it too.
I liked it more on my second viewing.
Okay.
But I think if I looked at my letter score for these, I bet Beast rates higher.
Yeah, that's what's kind of confusing me because like they're both not great movies,
but if I'm gonna own one, if I'm gonna watch one again, it's gonna be Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
All right. Vox Machina versus Dune.
Well, I know you didn't care for Vox Machina,
No.
and I enjoyed it.
I understand why people like
Yeah.
it, but I just don't like those characters.
But see, it's like I really enjoyed the look of Dune. There's a lot to love about Dune.
Yeah.
But also, it's one of those movies that's just like kind of where everyone just talks very bland, and there's like just seems to be so little emotion. It's not like a fun movie
Unless you're Duncan Idaho, the only person
yeah.
with like
unless you're Duncan. Yeah. God.
I'm saying Dune.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Vox Machina just to make you roll and see if I can.
Let's do it.
You knocked out something I think should win. I'm gonna try and knock out something you think should win.
Okay, sounds good.
Although either way, I'm not gonna be happy because I like Dune.
Yeah.
14.
Oh my god.
12. Oh, sorry, Dune. There's gonna be a lot of people who are pissed.
All three of them.
Yep.
All right. Chippendales Rescue Rangers versus Barbarian. I like Barbarian a lot, but Chippendales has a lot of charm.
Yeah. My vote's for Chippendale.
All right. Dave, Season 2 versus Arcane.
Oh.
Very different.
Yeah.
Music heavy. Very both influenced by music.
If we were just if we were picking one episode from each, I would say Dave would win because I think the finale of Dave is one of the best episodes of television this year. That being said, Arcane is great all throughout. There's a lot of stuff on Dave where I'm just like, ooh, it's cringy stuff, and I don't
love
like
the
cringe.
cringe.
I hate cringe so much. So, especially because I like season 1 of Dave, season 2 of Dave, I expected to like. Where Arcane, I didn't expect to like at all, and it's like one of the best things out this past year. So Arcane.
I'm gonna agree. If this was Dave's season 1, I may give it to it just because it's the prison episode.
Sure.
I love that so much. But yeah, Arcane. Nick's shaking his head right now. Idiot. This one could be hard for you. Better Call Saul. Whole series. Or you can say season 6 because that was the main point. But we did kind of retrospect the whole thing. Or The Green Knight.
Oh, you bastard. You did this on purpose.
I did not do that on purpose. Not at all.
Now, Green Knight was my favorite movie this year. But last year, correct, yeah. But Better Call Saul as a whole is a superior thing.
Yeah.
I hate you bastard. I wanted Green Knight at least make it a second round.
Yeah, it's like Green Knight versus Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, what a good fight. Sorry. In the losers bracket with you. Turning Red versus Primal. Yeah. Muppets Haunted Mansion versus Stranger Things Season 4. That could have been a crossover right there.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny. All the kids would be like Muppets, and then you'd still have Vecna, I think. That's fine. So, Stranger Things?
Stranger Things, yeah.
Because that haunted house movie was garbage.
Yeah. I will say, though, it had potential to be good. They just squandered it. So,
yeah, those weird guest stars. Why was Danny Trejo there?
Because he shows up for everything.
I guess, yeah. Cruella versus Love, Death, and Robots Season 3. I really like Season 3.
Yeah.
It was a big step up from Season 2. Not as many episodes, so it's easy to cut the fat. But, I don't know, Cruella's really, really interesting.
I'm actually leaning towards Cruella, I think. Yeah.
I think we should. Rick and Morty, Season 5, or Rings of Power, Episode 1.
Oh, we went with... Okay.
That was our whole episode, was talking about that first episode.
Oh.
Or was it the first 2 episodes?
First 2 episodes.
First 2 episodes, yeah.
I'm going to go Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of an unfair fight, but
that's funny. Spider-Man No Way Home versus Euphoria Season 2.
I'm going to go Euphoria Season 2.
Yeah?
There's a lot to love in Season 2 of Euphoria. And although Spider-Man No Way Home is the spectacle of last year, doing things I never thought I'd see on screen, which I fully appreciate. I wouldn't say it's better than Euphoria though.
No.
It's kind of like, am I eating ice cream or am I eating steak? That's what this is. Where
yeah, sure. One's like a sweet treat that you just love, and one's like
but it's not
substance,
good for you.
Yeah.
And then one's yeah,
because Euphoria is like good for you.
Yeah.
I hate voting for Euphoria. I really do, because I think in the future, 10 years from now, people may not even remember Euphoria. Spider-Man. Oh, you remember that time 10 years ago? That was such a big
That's
deal.
because people who saw it when they were 10 are now 20, and they're like, remember 10? Yeah,
that's
that's why they're going to talk about it.
Hey, if you saw Euphoria at 10, you're going to be talking about it when you're 20. That's going to change you. I
mean, you can roll for it, man, if you want.
Yeah, let's fucking roll for it. I don't want to be the one that decides this.
You gotta get 20. I got 19.
God damn. All right. 2. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me write a little 0 in there. Okay, Euphoria. Okay. Red Rising versus Hawkeye.
Oh, Red Rising, without a doubt for me, but I know you...
Hawkeye.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, well, we're rolling.
If it was Golden Sun, which I don't have on here...
I just thought when you put Red Rising, you would...
Well, I only did the 2. You know all of them. Because the first book is... What's it called?
No, the first book's Red Rising. Yeah. I thought when you were Red Rising,
that
it was a
like,
trilogy, but you haven't...
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't read the third one.
I haven't read the third one.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. I'm sorry. Ah, shit. That's a 6.
6.
18. That's fair. I don't mind losing to that one.
We'll let you have it. Eternals versus Morbius.
Eternals. 10,000%.
I can see some people going like, ooh, that's a hard one.
But the memes.
Yeah. I don't know. Morbius kind of has more merit. Did you see how ugly Eternals are? Shut up. Nope versus the Animatrix.
Nope.
Animatrix.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm biased. I like the Animatrix more than the Matrix. I've been watching it, I don't know.
Is the Animatrix the only thing on this list that's like from before? Like this is all like new stuff we were... I mean, I know Red Rising's like, it came out years ago, but like...
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But it was the main topic of an episode,
okay.
so...
Okay.
We're going to roll for it. I love Nope, but I don't know. Matrix is pretty amazing.
18.
God damn it. All right. 15. All right. I'll let you have that one.
I get one, you get one.
Okay, Top Gun Maverick versus Wheel of Time, Season 1.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick is the most fun I've had at the movies in a while.
Okay. That was round 1. Round 2. Let's do it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Don't Look Up.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is just too much fun. I love all the characters. They all get moments to shine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's great.
Yeah.
And it ended well.
Yeah, one of the few that really had a nice ending. Mm-hmm. The Northmen versus Prey. That's another. Let's have the Northmen just fight different people. Northmen versus the Predator versus dinosaurs. Come on! I vote Prey. I would rewatch Prey. I would own Prey. I love Northmen, but I don't probably need to see it again.
I mean, I will agree that Prey is more rewatchable, but Northman, I think, is a better film. Northman does speak to me in terms of, like, my preferences.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll concede and go Prey. Because Prey was... I do enjoy, good monster fighting when it happens.
Okay. Moon Knight versus Midnight Mass.
This would be a fun crossover, too. Because
that would be.
In the same wheelhouse.
Yeah. But Midnight Mass, too.
But Midnight Mass, yeah.
Hard one right here. The Batman versus What If. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot What If made it to the second round.
Hey, it was either that or Thor 4.
Yeah.
Batman would still beat Thor 4.
Yep.
All right. Peacemaker Season 1 versus Squid Game.
I'm going to go Squid Game.
Yeah?
Yep. I thought Squid Game was a lot of fun, has a lot of potential. I'm looking forward to Season 2 and what goes on with that. Hopefully it's not just kind of like rehashing the same bit. I can see it being the biggest decline of all of them. But in terms of just like if it was a solo season, which if none of these got Season 2, Squid Game's the better show.
Yeah, with a real shit ending though. Remember that dyed hair job and refusing to go on the plane to take down the man. Such a cliche, terrible ending. I'm going with Peacemaker because I loved it all the way through.
All right, we're rolling.
Rolling.
If I could change one thing about Squid Game, it's that hair.
Yep.
That hair was terrible.
That really just seemed like a choice on the day.
Way, but it's a 9.
It's a 9? Okay.
I should.
15!
God damn it.
Peacemaker! All right. Umbrella Academy versus Atlanta.
I'm going to go with Atlanta. Umbrella sometimes is a little too weird, and, I can't always follow what's going on, and Atlanta's certainly just as weird, but it's kind of just how it presents that weirdness in the mix of comedy is just great, and I think there's never been a show like Atlanta, and I love Atlanta.
Yeah, and Atlanta, you can go, hey, let me show you this one episode to someone and get them hooked on it, where with Umbrella Academy, it's like, let me show you this one episode, but let me give you a little bit of context first. Tick, Tick, Boom versus The Boys, Season 3.
I think I know where you're going to lean, but I'm going to lean Tick, Tick, Boom.
Tick, Tick, Boom is really, really good. But I'm saying The Boys, so let's roll that die.
It's all going to be rolls from here on out, I think.
Hey, that's why we had it, because I'm not going to spend 15 minutes trying to convince you, knowing that you can't convince me.
But we could try.
Are you writing down more losers?
No, I'm doing a bracket system.
Oh, you're doing your own bracket for the losers?
Well, it's just like I wanted to randomize them more than just whatever.
Okay.
I got a 1. So I need you to get a 1, so we do re-rolls. Damn
3.
The Boys isn't that good though. It's okay. This is ridiculous.
We're doing Pam and Tommy versus The Last Duel.
I think I'm still gonna go Last Duel.
Yeah.
That final fight was pretty awesome. Best kill of the year at the beginning of the film.
The great way of storytelling, of telling it from 3 perspectives and making minor changes.
Not getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks because I really like Pam and Tommy, but it is kind of a once you know it, you don't need to go back to it. So let's do The Last Duel. The Voyeurs versus Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah,
what a collective group of total awful people.
Yeah, amazingly funny assholes. And then Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness versus Vox Machina.
I'm going to go Vox Machina because I just didn't really love.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Vox Machina as
All
well.
right.
Yeah, the story is just like bigger and more interesting than Doctor Strange. Okay. I never would have thought I would ever vote for that. Rescue Rangers versus Arcane. That sucks because
Yeah.
I like both of them. And I think Rescue Rangers has more replay value, just finding all the secret things in the background and enjoying the jokes more.
I love Andy Samberg and John Mulaney's voices, and their whale rap that wasn't really rap was a surprise hit for me because I usually hate rapping in movies.
Yeah, especially animated children's films.
But Arcane is just too good.
It's so good. I want to do a rewatch of that. I wonder how it stands up to a second viewing once you know everything.
Maybe I'll rewatch it right before season 2 comes out.
Yeah, that's probably smart. So sometime 2024, probably.
Sure, yeah.
All right, Better Call Saul versus Primal.
Oh, 2 awesome shows that just ended. Although I am on a Primal kick because I kind of just consumed all that very quickly. I guess I gotta give it to Saw.
I guess.
Yeah. I make it sound like I don't want to vote for Saul. Saul's amazing. It just seems like it's like putting Michael Jordan versus an 8th grader. Like, you know who's gonna win.
Stranger Things season 4 versus Cruella.
Enjoyed Cruella quite a bit, but Stranger Things 4 I'm so invested in, and I think this is their biggest season yet. And that final episode really hit on not only just spectacle but also emotion. So Stranger Things season 4.
I'll agree. Rick and Morty season 5 versus Euphoria. I have to say Rick and Morty just to being able to rewatch things. I've rewatched all the Rick and Morty episodes so many times just because it's on a lot and there's only so many episodes for them to play. Where Euphoria, I'm probably not going to rewatch most of it. I would say Rick and Morty is more culturally significant.
Sure.
And will probably last longer because I bet Euphoria is done after the next season.
I mean, that's also easier to say when you have shows like Family Guy, Simpsons, Bob's Burgers that are on 11th, 12th, 50th seasons.
There's no way a Euphoria
they're not designed to last that way, where Rick and Morty will probably be on for another 8 to 10 years. Who knows? Plus more.
All right. Hawkeye versus Eternals.
Eternals for me.
Hawkeye for me.
But Hawkeye for you.
I do like Eternals a lot, but I think just the stuff with Kate and Yelena is charming enough, whereas Eternals doesn't have like really any charm. It's kind of devoid of charm. It may have like a little slivers here and there, but it's so somber. It's interesting, but it's not a lot of fun, and I thought Hawkeye was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you also have the benefit of Hawkeye being, it's 8 episodes or 6 episodes, whatever it is. So you have more time.
Yeah.
To
And he's established
character already. So it's like you're already rooting for him, and you're already rooting for Yelena, and all their dynamic is a lot of fun. And we also get the great guy from Better Call Saul.
Tony Dalton.
Tony Dalton, yeah. I was like, I know his last name's Dalton. I was going to say Timothy Dalton, but that's
no, that's James Bond.
That's James Bond.
Yeah, Tony Dalton just steals every scene he's in.
He's great at everything he's in. But
and you get like Kingpin,
which I didn't really care about. But I just thought like it's just fine. I didn't care if this show existed or not. Where Eternals was something I didn't know anything about. I didn't know these characters. I thought it was shot really, really well, and I was intrigued by everything that was going on. And I'd like to see how they play more into the world. And I like that it was connected to the MCU, but none of the other characters really popped in. They're just like, oh, hey, thank God Thor showed up to really help us battle the Celestials or whatever. It was just its own thing. And I liked all the characters. So I would go Eternals because Hawkeye was good, but fine in the grand scheme of things.
Okay. Roll that die.
All right. Damn it.
A 2.
Come on, baby. Get that 1.
13.
All right.
Sorry, Eternals.
5.
You lasted longer than probably most people ever would expect.
You're just getting better rolls than me. You need to start rolling first.
We could do that on the next. No,
because then I just said it and I jinxed myself, and then I'm gonna lose.
So you're gonna double unjinx it.
I'm gonna double down on myself.
All right. Nope versus Top Gun Maverick.
It's kind of like, do you go originality or do you go with spectacle? And it's like Nope's a better movie. There is quite a spectacle in Nope.
Sure.
And it goes ways I didn't think it was going. It's a much smarter film than Maverick. But goddamn, Maverick was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm gonna surprise myself. I'm gonna go Maverick.
I'm gonna say Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't care who wins this one.
Yeah,
this
no.
is like the easiest, like,
Sure.
whatever happened. Like, I'm not upset about losing this dice roll.
Yeah, either are good.
Which I got a 2.
Two
so
again?
I'm doing terrible. Oh, I thought that was a 1.
Yeah,
It's a 7.
7.
All right.
All right,
Let's do
round 3. Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Prey.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, it's got so much more to it, and it's just so damn funny and a lovable
I think Brooklyn
cast.
Nine-Nine can actually go pretty far in this contest
It
just
really
for
can.
being as fun as it is.
Yeah, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine was episode 9, one of our longest episodes because
We're still learning.
yeah, I did a bad and had to write down too many details for every single episode, but it was a good learning experience. What not to do. All right, Moon Knight. No.
Multiverse?
No,
Oh, sorry.
Midnight Mass versus the Batman.
Oh. 2 bat-related things.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not going to rewatch Midnight Mass. I've rewatched the Batman. Even though the Batman isn't perfect, it isn't the groundbreaking Batman movie I was expecting it to be, it's still really good. And I like pretty much everything about it. And I'm a Batman fanboy, so it's hard for me to be biased.
yeah, I know a lot of people, compare this to like Haunting of Hill House and that kind of thing. And then it's like, well, it's not his best work or anything like that. But I don't know.
It may be better than Blythe Manor, I say.
Yeah, I'm just saying what other people have said.
Yeah,
I loved Midnight Mass. I did not see those complaints. So I think I'm going to go Midnight Mass because it really surprised me. We've seen Batman so many times where I liked that the idea of this, is it an angel or is it just a vampire in this small town coming together and just, I don't know. It reminded me of 30 Days of Night meets Existential Crisis. So I'm going to go Midnight Mass on this,
Okay, well,
actually.
I can never vote against my man, the Batman, so we're going to have to roll for this one.
Once again, there's another one. I don't really mind which way this goes. God damn it. What is
What's
happening?
wrong with you? See, I'm just dropping it, so it's a bit better. What'd I get?
A 10.
10? And you had a 3?
Yeah. All right.
All right. I need to stop saying all right. It's like after every single... all right.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Fine.
Peacemaker versus Atlanta.
Atlanta. Peacemaker shouldn't have made it this far.
I'm going to say Atlanta as well, so sorry, Peacemaker. You are booted out. The Boys versus The Last Duel.
See, like, if this was a fight earlier, I could have gotten behind the boys. Yeah, I guess I'll go with the boys.
Good boy.
God damn it.
No, it's just... And not to, like, talk shit on Ridley Scott, but, like, he was kind of rude about how people responded to it, and not a lot of people saw it, and not that that really should have anything to do with it.
Neither of
but
those things should matter.
Culturally, The Last Duel will be something that is in a Walmart $5 bin, and,
Sure, yeah.
and The Boys will last.
Only, like, film fans are really going to talk about The Last Duel.
Mm-hmm.
And even those people are still going to be like, it's going to fizzle away, while boys will be in the zeitgeist for a while.
All right, Righteous Gemstones versus Vox Machina.
I'll go Gemstones in this one. I'm a big
Yep.
fantasy fan, but man, Gemstones really going along.
I'm surprised, and this is one of the ones that I had to add to fill out the roster.
And see, like, I think if Midnight Mass had beaten the Batman, it's like, oh, we're just getting like.
Don't look ahead.
No, I'm not looking at anything. I'm
okay.
just saying, like, there's a lot of TV shows that are like going up versus like movies, and it just seems like, oh, we're maybe leaning towards the TV camp.
Maybe.
Which might be a little unfair, but who knows?
It really is. It's like, oh, here's 10 hours of something versus 2 hours of something.
Sometimes those 2 hours can be really, really good.
Yeah. Arcane versus Better Call Saul. You could be a real dick, because I'm saying Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
You could say Arcane and we roll for it, and you could bump my boy out.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily. Maybe, this is the episode where we should have had a third party come in.
Oh, as a tiebreaker?
Yeah, we should have had our buddy Nick to come in and.
Yeah, we discuss what we want, and he's the tiebreaker, or he uses our arguments for his choice.
But you know what? Sometimes on the face side's fun. I'm trying to be impartial. Because I mean, Arcane's great.
It is.
It's
But Better
a
Call
big
Saul
surprise. But Better
is one of the few that have perfect ending.
Yeah. No.
Wraps up every detail, every character.
I'm trying to find a reason not to pick Saul, so I'll pick Saul.
All right. Stranger Things versus Rick and Morty.
It's kind of like, and some people probably would argue that this is not the strongest season of Stranger Things season 4, but I really enjoyed this season.
I would say it's probably not the strongest season of Rick and Morty.
But yeah, it's not the strongest season of Rick and Morty. That's kind of what the tough part. So I'm actually going to say Stranger Things because after the way this ended makes me super excited for season 5, where Rick and Morty, no matter how the season kind of ends, you're like, oh, I know it's just going to be more wacky antics.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though there is a long form storytelling element to Rick and Morty, it's not like I can't wait to find out those answers. So I'm going to say
like
Stranger
there's a
Things.
new season, and like that first one right off the bat was pretty good, but not knock your socks off. So you just know, here we go again. It's another season of Rick and Morty. It's all going to be good stuff, but like you said, not super jazzed to like get into it. So I'm going to say Stranger Things as well.
All right, look at that. We can agree.
No, we can't. Roll the die.
God damn it, I got a 6.
6. 13. We can't agree.
Ah.
All right, Hawkeye versus Nope. Nope.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, take another pause. Getting down to the final knit and grit. Round 4. Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus the Batman.
Quarterfinals?
Yeah. Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus the Batman.
I'm going to go Batman.
Yeah?
Yeah. Love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's a lot great about it, but Batman is...
An icon. He's a legend.
What?
He's an icon.
He's an icon. Yeah, he's a legend. Love the new direction of a lot of things that they did in this. So I'm... now that Brooklyn Nine-Nine's over, Batman I'm excited to see the future of.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine needs to get onto like Comedy Central instead of like The Office or Seinfeld, so I can rewatch it over and over again, and I could, re-enjoy it, because I don't know the next time I'm actually going to sit and rewatch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But yeah, Batman, yeah. I think Robert Pattinson could kick Andy Samberg's ass, so. But could he beat up Pimento?
That's the real question.
All right. Atlanta versus The Boys. TV versus TV. Premiere Television.
I gotta go. Like, they're both shows where like every episode could be like, wow, that was surprising, but surprising in a very different way.
Which one are you talking about? Because you really could say that for either one.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
They're both surprising, but they're both surprising in different ways.
Yeah.
Where like The Boys will surprise you with like shock value. Here's super violence, or here's the hero-gasm episode, and that kind of stuff. Or here's Atlanta, which like surprises you, but like challenges you on a mental level and societal level. So I'm gonna go Atlanta.
You're shaking the table every time you're moving.
I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go Atlanta because you can't predict that show, where you can kind of predict who lives, who dies, who's gonna like blow their brains out on The Boys.
When there's a new episode of The Boys, I'm giddy. I'm ready to go. That's what I'm doing for the night. Atlanta, it was always like, oh, cool, a new episode. But I'd get nervous. And like, are they going to do something cringy? Or is Ern going to make some dumb mistake that's going to piss me off? Whereas The Boys, it didn't matter what happened. I was just excited to be there. So I got to go The Boys.
All right, we're rolling.
Let's do it. Just don't roll it. Just drop it like I do.
All right, so that one doesn't count because you made me do a thing.
Okay, that's fine. But he got a 3 again.
Watch it be a 1. God, no way!
Holy shit, another
2,
3.
3. Okay, I was just destined to get the 3 either way. God.
And
I think I've won one
of them.
This is my dice. You didn't bring this dice.
No. Okay. Righteous Gemstones versus Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Sorry. Righteous Gemstones may be funnier, but Better Call Saul's better.
I'm going to get a different dice. Or you know what? Know what it's gonna be? It's gonna test me. It's gonna get down to like the last round that I want something to win, and that's when
it's gonna come through.
Yeah, and that's gonna come through.
So we got to stick with it.
Yep.
Okay.
We're all in.
Stranger Things versus Nope. I feel like if I vote Stranger Things, I'm not a real fan of film. You know, I'm just there for the quirkiness of these team ups and look at these references to the 80s and you remember this classic song and all the fucking memes that come from all of it. Whereas like Nope's a really good movie.
Yeah, and I think Jordan Peele's probably one of the most exciting filmmakers out right now in terms of just
he's the new Tarantino.
Yeah, for a guy who spent his like career making comedy and now he only like a lot of directors like I do one for you, you do one for me, that kind of thing. It's like they'll do the Dark Knight so they can do the Prestige or whatever. Yeah. Where like Jordan Peele comes out, he's like, I'm only gonna do original shit.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, you want to do the script? No, I'm doing my thing. All right, here you go, Mr. Peele. You make us a bunch of money.
And you know maybe he will make non-original stuff down the line, but as of right now, like,
he's killing it.
He's killing it, and I think even though I think a lot of people might think Nope is not as good. Well, obviously, probably was not as good as Get Out, but people I think have had problems with Nope. But I thought Nope was great.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
We say yes to Nope. Or yep to Nope. What's the opposite of Nope?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Round 5.
Well, now we're in the semifinals, right?
Yeah, we only got one more round after this.
All right, semifinals.
All right, The Batman versus The Boys. 2 superheroes who like to punch people. One goes extreme violence, the other not so much.
One doesn't kill, one kills everyone.
Yeah. If you're talking characters, Homelander is a more interesting character than Batman. Batman's been done to death in every incarnation of what you can do. Absolutely. But
yeah, it's like
it's Batman.
The Batman does have like a big cast, but it's like you wouldn't call it an ensemble film. Yeah, it's the Batman show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the Batman is the closest we've gotten to like sort of the Arkham games in terms of like look and feel and tone, and it's
close to perfection.
Yeah, and you know that you could argue that it's just copying Zodiac or like Seven, like that kind of stuff. It's like for sure, but it does it the best way you can, and
it doesn't copy in a way of going like, oh, you are so unoriginal, all you can do is copy. And it's like, no, we're invoking these feelings that you got from those things, and that's hard to do. It's easy to go, oh, what's in a box type of bit.
And it had a lot going against it in terms of just like, well, you can't beat Nolan's epic. It's like it had everything to lose by being made. It's like because maybe the fact that Ben Affleck's came out and then there's just like, oh well, that's not so great. So it could only go uphill. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I think
Matt Reeves is just so good.
Yeah. Watch the Apes films.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Watch everything he's done.
Yeah, everything he's done. So I'm going to go with the Batman. Because The Boys, I can't believe it, has made it this far. And it's only made this far because of dice rolls. But, because I've been against it at every turn.
Yeah. It'll be fun when we're off air to kind of go back and look at some things like, well, what if Everything Everywhere All at Once did win? How would it stack up to those other things? But I'm going to say the Batman as well. I do think for praises that we have given through our episodes, The Boys kind of deserves to be in the finale.
Sure. Okay.
But I'm going to go Batman.
All right. Batman is the first official finalist.
And then now we have Nope versus Better Call Saul. Very different. Very hard to like even make these two fight.
Sophie's choice here.
It's Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I don't want to knock out Nope.
Just put him in there. We knew it was going.
All right, so
I won't cheat the system. So our final round, the finals of the Whirlpool bracket, the first ever year-round Whirlpool bracket.
Yeah.
Maybe the final
one. We never will do this again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this could be a fun yearly thing to do instead of just doing the best of the year, the worst of the year. It's like let's actually break it down. What was I calling this? Like year? Where's my book? You got my book. What does it say at the top there?
EP47 Year 1 Media Bracket.
Yes, it's the Whirlpool Year 1 Media Bracket. That's what I was calling it. Rolls right off the tongue, especially when you have something called Whirlpool.
I kind of wish we had like some podcasts or some books on here other than just Red Rising.
That's true. I mean,
But, you know.
I could have been better at this, maybe. Maybe if you would have gone through
you
it.
and I, we both know the books and stuff would never make it to the end.
Probably not, but it can have some surprising upsets.
Yeah.
And who knows if I would have gone, instead of every 7, and I did every 4, how different this whole thing would have been.
Right.
So, all right, so we have The Batman versus Better Call Saul.
But if I was going to pick 2 to make it to the end, it was going to be these 2.
Yeah.
So
we know ourselves pretty well. We know what we like. But it would have been interesting to have like a Batman versus something that we really got heated on and we had to roll for it, and you knock out Batman. Like I said, you could have knocked out Better Call Saul when it was against Righteous Gem. No, was it Righteous Gem? No, Arcane. You could have just been a dick, and that's maybe something we can think of for next year, where like we know Better Call Saul is going to get to the end. No, I'm going to try to knock this shit out every single time. So you would just be the opposing person just to get those dice rolls. But I wouldn't worry because you suck at rolling dice.
that has been made clear in this episode.
So Batman versus Better Call Saul. What is the better piece of media?
Film versus television. The age-old question.
The last 4, it was a movie versus a show and a movie versus a show.
Interesting how that worked out.
Yeah. Since most of the things we talk about are movies and shows.
Yep.
Not surprising.
Oof. So let's break it down.
Okay.
So you have Batman. We've seen plenty of iterations of Batman.
Tons.
And, it's not surprising the outcome. Batman's going to win in the end. He's not
going to blow someone's brain out.
Yeah. It's just kind of how that adventure is presented.
Sure.
And one could argue this is the best it's ever been presented. So in that regard, you go, well, this is impressive. Not only is it impressive for a piece of media that's been around since the 30s or something. I forget when or the 40s.
No, I'm not 100%, but yeah, that sounds about right.
He's been around for 80 years or so, a very long time. But you're still finding new ways to make his stories and journeys interesting and bring audiences in and make a ton of money and bring new talent in. And so in that regard, that's fantastic. Versus something that is, although a prequel series / sequel at the end, is still like an original thing.
Yes.
You're not pulling from anything other than Breaking Bad.
Yeah. It's not like Breaking Bad has been spawning off things for years, and this just happens to be one of them that they do.
You took a character who was kind of, who didn't have a ton of backstory, and there probably wasn't a ton of stuff fleshed out about him in Breaking Bad, and then just building an entire world.
Because of all the characters, it has like the most potential.
Yeah.
Same with Mike. So with Batman, you're 100% correct. But in every iteration of Batman, we haven't seen one of the main things that Batman is known for is being an absolute genius and the world's greatest detective. They rarely ever cover that in any other things. They tried in Dark Knight, not so good. This is a real detective story, and that is very different. And it really puts it above a lot of other Batman media because they don't explore that all that much. Or Better Call Saul, this could have been any number of things. It could have been a half-hour sitcom. It could have been a real wacky comedy. But they decided to stay in the same lane as Breaking Bad, which is very dangerous, and it exceeds it in every way. As someone who just rewatched all of it, it absolutely exceeds it. And when we did that episode, we looked at all the prequels. Like, what's the best prequel out there? And there's not a whole lot. This is the only thing you can say definitively where the prequel is better than anything that was made before it. So,
arguably.
Well, yeah, I guess that's. I guess I'm biased in that one, but shut up. It's good.
I'm just saying, I think plenty of people could think that Breaking Bad is still better than Better Call Saul.
There's a lot more shooting people in the head and stuff, and it's way more serious. Better Call Saul is a lot more lighthearted, but it just has much more interesting characters.
Both of these things kind of have, it's like Batman can't take too much from other Batman properties because they want it to be the same, where Better Call Saul was just like, well, it has to fit into the same world, and we have the hindsight. I mean, they both have hindsight. It's just like, okay, these movies did this really well. We can take the best elements of that, but it also has to. It can't copy it. Where where Better Call Saul kind of needs to copy the feel and energy and the ideas of Breaking Bad, but do it with a just different character.
So wouldn't Better Call Saul kind of have the advantage of is a prequel, but you can do anything with it? They really could have taken it any number of ways. Like, they could have written a whole show and there isn't a Kim Wexler character and taken it completely different, or not give him a brother. Whereas Batman kind of have some rigid rules. There's a little bit of flexibility here and there, but fuck, I lost my train of thought again.
Yeah, I think you're... So let's just skip all this, because I think I'm going with the Batman, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going with Better Call Saul, of course.
So I think, unfortunately, it's just going to have to come down to dice roll. Because I think these are two pieces of great content. I don't want to call it media, art, whatever you want to call it. It's film versus television. And I think people, especially nowadays, maybe 20 years ago, when we weren't in the golden age of television, before the Breaking Bads and Mad Men and Sopranos and all that shit, film was everything. Where it's like it's kind of hard to compete with TV because there is so much good television out, and you can write episodes and episodes and build characters and take them on journeys where they're good, bad, and then good again, or vice versa. And where in a 2-hour movie, you don't have as much wiggle room, but that doesn't mean it's lesser than the television show itself.
Sure.
So
I knew what I was going to say. I'm going to say it real quick, and maybe I could splice it back in.
Okay.
So it is easier for Better Call Saul to exist because they can do whatever they want. It's harder to write a new, fresh Batman because it's been done so many times in every other way. How do you make it original? And they still do. That's my counterpoint to why Batman may be a good choice. But I'm still going with Better Call Saul.
Maybe I misconstrued what you said, but it kind of... I feel like that...
I'm backwards?
I feel like that argument's for me.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why Batman is a good choice to pick.
Oh, okay.
I was arguing both sides in my rant and lost my train of thought.
Okay.
So it's like...
I thought you were saying, like, because...
No. I don't want to just be like, it's Better Call Saul, it's Better Call Saul, it's Better Call Saul.
Sure, okay.
I got to give it to Batman. It's hard to write a new Batman thing because it has been around for 80 fucking years, and they've done it all. He's been a vampire, and his mom was the Joker, and, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you go, hey, let's do a movie, well, what do? I don't know. Something that's already been done? No. You pull something original, or you pull from multiple sources, and you make a new thing. Because, like I said, we haven't gotten a Batman movie where he was a true detective.
And it's funny that, when the Christopher Nolan movies came out, it became like that was known as like, oh, this is the dark and gritty version of the character. It's like it's realism, because there isn't like the cartoony characters of like Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze and all that stuff. Like, it's all sort of like based in reality and realistic and yada yada yada. And it's like, then Matt Reeves comes along and is like, you know what? I'm gonna make it even darker. And you know what else? I'm also gonna make it even grittier.
I wouldn't say,
and it's great.
I wouldn't say Nolan's is a darker, grittier version, because I think Tim Burton's Batman is a darker, grittier than Nolan's. Nolan's is a realistic take, and then Reeves is, let's do a realistic, dark and dirtier take.
I'm just saying, like, once those movies came out, the term dark and gritty reboot, that's because that existed. That's where all these other movies is like, we're gonna do the Justice League, but dark and gritty. We're gonna do whatever, Lord of the Rings, but dark and gritty. Like, that's what was the fears. Like, everyone was trying to do, or everyone was worried that they were gonna do the Dark Knight version of whatever their franchise is.
Yeah. All right, so we're split on this. I guess we end the episode there. It's a tie! Congratulations to Batman and Better Call Saul.
We like crime dramas.
Let's roll it.
All right.
Okay, how about let's do this. 3 rolls, and you use your highest roll, or you add your total. What do you think?
I think the add your total is more fun.
Add your total. And go back and forth, 1, 1, 1, 1, or you do all three.
I want you to write down your 3, and I'm going to take your word for it. I don't want to see it.
You're going to trust me?
I'm going to trust you.
Okay.
3 20s.
Okay, at first I was going to say, you're not going to believe this. But then it gets a little more logical.
All right.
All right. You want me to write it down?
You just put the total, yeah.
Yeah.
This pen sucks.
It's been in my bag since, like, we went on that cruise.
Okay, I think I actually did pretty well.
Okay. I did not do poorly.
Okay.
All right.
Same time?
Okay. Grand total, 1, 2, 3, 39. Fuck, really?
I got a 13, an 18, and 11.
Wow. I went 18, 19, 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That 2 fucked you.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, give me your numbers again.
13, 18, and 11.
And that is 52?
If I did my math correct, because 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 1, that's 2, so that's... Oh, wait, no.
42.
So that's 42, I'm sorry, yeah. I made it 22. So 42. So I still won, but...
Only by 3.
Only by 3.
Damn. Well, congratulations, Matt Reeves, the Batman. You are the best piece of media in WRPL's Year 1 bracket.
And so, like, when we are into this for another 7 years, we do
The 8.
the 8 winners.
Absolutely. Duh. Okay.
So get ready for the next 7 years of context, everybody. Steve and Ben, 7 more years.
Be pushing 50. My God. Oh, that's okay. Well, this podcast better take off in our year 2 because I don't know if I could last till 7 more years of this. I may be dead. So let's do, now that we have our grand winner, the Batman, let's do our losers. We have some losers. Steve, you made a quick little brackets.
I did.
So give us our first 2.
We picked the 8 worst of our original bracket. So just as a recap, we have Space Jam, Jurassic World Dominion, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Ghostbusters, Afterlife, Thor 4, Matrix 4, Muppets, Haunted Mansion, and Morbius. So our first, I kind of randomized these. Our first fight is Space Jam versus Matrix 4.
Oh, God damn. I was writing them down as you were saying them because I thought that was the order that they were
I got the bracket over here, baby. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
What does it matter the order that you have it?
Well, because I was going to do my own little mini bracket just to have it on the same piece of paper, but no biggie. It's fine.
Okay. So Space Jam versus Matrix 4.
This should be the final 2. Really. These 2 are just so atrocious. Matrix tries to do something, and Space Jam is just capitalizing on
it's money.
ISP?
IP.
IP, yeah. It's just trying
like
to
money
capitalize.
grab and what's the word I was going to say? If a money grab could become a person or a physical thing, like this was what it would be.
It's Algae Rhythm.
Yeah.
Algae Rhythm is the money grabber.
But I'm going to say that Space Jam's worse than Matrix 4.
Yes.
Solely because Matrix has hidden good ideas in the background that they don't explore, like teaming up with certain AI machines and all that
Having
kind of
machines that want to live in Zion and are able to be these like weird pen art things in their reality. There's a lot of good ideas, but what we got was a script treatment. You know, a one-page idea that they just said, fuck it, let's film that. And they didn't work out any of the bigger ideas.
All right.
And it's like, oh, Smith is back. Why? Because we need a bad guy. So
Space Jam 2 moves on. All right, we have Muppets Haunted Mansion versus Venom Let There Be Carnage. I didn't see Venom Let There Be Carnage, but I
swore
enjoyed
you did.
them.
I wouldn't have put it on this since.
No, whatever. But I'll say that there are elements of the Muppets, regardless of how bad something is, that I can still find enjoyable. So even without seeing Venom Let There Be Carnage, I'm sure that I probably would have disliked Venom Let There Be Carnage more than Muppets.
Yes, Venom is the worst of the 2.
All right, so Venom moves on. All right, we have Thor 4 versus Jurassic World Dominion. Oh. This is my least... honestly, like, even though there might be movies on here that are worse movies, I really have a problem with these two films.
These are definitely on the worst of the year for me. Ooh, Thor 4. Jurassic World is more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Thor 4 is more of the same just from the last one, really. But so much worse.
Yeah.
At least the dinosaurs look good, whereas the special effects in Thor 4 are not very good.
Yeah. The only reason I want to say that... I'm going to say Jurassic World Dominion is worse. Only because there are the occasional jokes that I think do work in Thor 4. And I think even though he wasn't a disappointment in terms of like him not butchering people, Gore is a cool villain.
Yeah.
And I could possibly rewatch Thor 4, but I will never, ever watch Jurassic World Dominion again. There's just so much eye rolling I feel like I did in Jurassic World Dominion where like, this is dumb, I'm bored, I don't care about this. There was no joy at all watching Jurassic World Dominion, where there was like times where I was like, okay, in Thor 4.
I would say like the people behind Thor 4 love these characters and this idea way more than anybody on Jurassic World Dominion cared about that story. I'm going to leave it up to you. I think they're equally shit.
I mean, we can just roll for it. I think I'm leaning Dominion.
Okay, then Jurassic World.
Okay.
JWD.
God damn it, this pen.
Here.
Sorry for all the pen clicking, everybody. I'm sure we'll cut it. All right, final matchup. Morbius versus Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Morbius is worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Ghostbusters is a lot of lost potential, cashing in on IP. But Morbius is just, it's rudderless. It doesn't know what it's doing with its character.
The only credit I'll give Morbius is I think Morbius would be a more fun hate watch. Like if we had these two and they're like, which one do you want to watch? We'd probably pick Morbius just so we could like really shit on it. Where like Afterlife, it isn't bad enough to go like it's unwatchable, but it's just like not fun.
Missed opportunity. I think if we want to get our creative juices flowing, we watch Ghostbusters and go, oh, well, they should have done this. This is what I would have changed here. Or Morbius, it's kind of you need a rewrite from the ground up. Yeah, Morbius is worse.
All right, we have Space Jam 2 versus Venom. Let there be carnage.
Oh, my God. I would rewatch Venom over Space Jam again.
Okay.
I
won't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I like basketball. I like cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of the IPs that they had in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean they're all good together. And should have been Space Slam, the wrestling version.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
I think you should just write it anyway, Steve.
I think I
should. And then when they reboot it 20 years from now, they'll be like, well, we can't make the same mistake, so we're not doing basketball, but we need to do that same thing. And then here you come. Oh, I already got a script for that.
Yeah, I think I just need to like write it and then bide my time until wrestling kind of like comes back again as like huge, because I don't think it's what it was.
Yeah, it's not the Attitude Era, but I think it's still very, very. I mean, fuck, one of their WrestleManias or a lot of their pay-per-views had like nobody in the audience because of COVID and stuff, and they just did it with monitors of fans in the crowd, and they still did okay. So I don't think wrestling is really. No, actually. I've been hearing a lot of talk that on the WWE side, it has been going to shit, and then things like AEW are doing a lot better, or NXT. I don't really follow it anymore. But now that Vince McMahon has relinquished all of his rights to Triple H, and Triple H is in charge, I can see maybe there's that upswing. So maybe you got to start writing because we may be on that upswing.
Could be. All right, so last round before the finals, Jurassic World Dominion versus Morbius. At least the dinosaurs are cool. Morbius is hot doo-doo garbage.
Yeah. Morbius is worse.
All right. The worst finale of all time.
The WRPL Year 1 Media Bracket loser is...
We have Space Jam 2 versus Morbius. Honestly, I'm going to give this some thought. Because they're both really, really bad.
Really, really bad.
One, I guess you could argue Morbius is also a cash grab because like we're just gonna take a character we
Yeah.
own and try and milk
We can't
it
do Spider-Man. We'll do everything that has
Yeah.
touched a Spider-Man.
where I feel like
But Space Jam is way more of a blatant cash grab.
oh for sure
Just, hey, let's put the characters in the background cheering, even though it's not a scene where anybody's actually playing basketball or doing anything. They'll be like, the team's huddled up and they're just talking about strategy, and people are in the background screaming as if Jordan just like dunked it, from the half court.
LeBron. I mean, I know what
I
you're
meant
getting
like
at, but
a real life sort of.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my only thing is, even though it fails across the board, I could see people like wanting this to be good and having a love it's like we love Space Jam. Like,
Yeah.
Even though the original Space Jam wasn't a great film, but
No.
it is like there is a childhood love for that movie. And, like maybe we're just trying to recapture that while also doing a cash grab.
But no one said that for Morbius. Like no one was going like, oh, they're making a Morbius movie?
Yeah.
Fucking A. Finally, we're getting that. Everyone's just like, why?
Yeah, because I mean,
We know why.
whether
but
it was going to
come
be
on.
good or not, people like Space Jam 2 with LeBron. Well, originally I think it had like Blake Griffin attached to it, and there was like other players, but like Space Jam 2 was always in the cards for a while, which people were just like, oh, I would see a Space Jam 2.
Yeah.
There was a reason to be excited, where like no one gave a fuck about Morbius. It's like if you're gonna do Morbius, have him in a Spider-Man movie. Don't give him his own. Who cares?
Sorry, don't own the rights to Spider-Man.
And Algae Rhythm, kind of a funny name. And I said in our review, the one thing I did like about that movie, it seemed like Don Cheadle was having fun.
Yeah. Don Cheadle always puts in a good performance. Yeah.
Where Morbius, there just didn't seem to be any effort to like
that seemed more like
try and make it good.
we have Jared Leto on retainer, and we need something for him. Well, what do you want to do, Jared? It's like, I really want to get into this comic book thing. Do you have a character for me? And like, well, these are what we own. And they throw a huge photo album in his lap, and he flips through, and he sees this like badass Dracula guy with a big old collar, and he goes, that right there, let's do it. And they go, cool. And that's how they work. They didn't go, there's a love of this character and there's history and we could really build to something. It was Jared Leto pointed in a book and said, let's do that one. I would almost guarantee it that he just saw how cool looking he looked.
And like if they made it rated R, it's like, oh, this is our Deadpool or something, where it's just
This
like
is our Blade.
or Blade,
whatever.
yeah. Because it's maybe they would. Oh, Marvel has. The MCU has Blade now, so
Yeah.
but I mean, they did do a crossover with Vulture at the end, which
Sure.
just felt so for it.
Yeah,
It's
those
just-
post-credit scenes are some of the worst.
and the other argument I would give that Space Jam 2 would not be worse than Morbius is it's a kids movie. You can kind of go like,
Sure.
well, it doesn't have to make a lot of sense. It doesn't have to be the best film because it's for kids and kids are dumb. So we just have a bunch of bright, shiny cartoons up there doing funny things.
Yeah.
And as long as they enjoy it, like we don't care if the parents enjoy it. The parents are buying a ticket so because they have to go see it with the kid that they bought a ticket for. So it's for the kids. Where Morbius is like, hey, here's a comic book. It's going to be awesome. Here's big action things. And it's like, it's so boring. And the action is so bland.
And bloodless.
And bloodless. For a movie
has no
where,
bite.
Yeah. There's so much they could have done to make Morbius good that they didn't. And maybe not good, but
Maybe
just
not good,
better
but just
than
like
it was.
first serviceable.
Yeah.
It could have just been like, oh, you know what? I thought that was going to be a real big piece of shit, but it's just whatever. It's fine.
And you remember that weird edit where Morbius was climbing an entire skyscraper in like 10 seconds, and then
Tyrese
who doesn't have superpowers, was just at the top.
Yeah.
2 seconds later. What?
I remember that. You remember when his like fake blood like made him, it satiated his thirst, and it also turned him into a worse monster at the same time, or whenever it wanted, or what were the rules to that again?
Who knows?
Yeah. But Morbius, like, I could watch it and just be bored. When I watch Space Jam, I'm angry. Because even though they both see, like, Morbius, vanity project, absolutely, for Jared Leto. This is a vanity project for LeBron. There's no way that they wanted to make this so bad that they were hounding him, and said, like, we can't do this without you. This had to have been him going, hey, people love me in Trainwreck. I want to strike into the movies. I really love that Space Jam. I need my own Space Jam. What can we do? And like, well, we can do Space Jam. Like, fuck it. Let's do Space Jam.
You know, and I don't know his thought process. I don't know the guy, but
Oh, he's cool. He's cool. I'll have him text you.
Well, when I think about this movie, it's just so interesting that the man who every day of his life has to hear the same thing. It's just like, who's better, Michael or LeBron? And it's just like, they both have their own things, and you can make arguments either way. It's just like, and the way he differentiates himself is making the sequel to the movie that the guy who he's constantly compared to is in.
Yeah, so, you might as well
that reason. You know what? I concede, and I will go. Space Jam 2 is the worst of the year.
Yeah,
because LeBron should have just made. If he wanted to LeBron star in a basketball movie, he should have. But it should not have been Space Jam 2.
Yeah, he might as well have just gone into baseball as well. And
I'm surprised he hasn't.
I'm trying to do my own thing, and then does the exact same thing. All right, so best in our first year. Best piece of media is The Batman. Worst piece of media is Space Jam: A New Legacy. Yeah, so episode 1 is our worst, has our worst topic. Episode 27 has our best topic. You know, out of 47, I guess that's half of our stuff that isn't all that great. That's a bad way to look at it.
No,
but,
cut that.
So hopefully, if we're here for another year, I'd like to do this again. I thought that this was fun. I love kind of quantifying things down to what is the best. I love a list. I love a tier maker. Hopefully, our next episode, whatever that may be, isn't the worst of the year, because we've already set a precedent. The first episode of our calendar year is the worst thing. So, what is next week?
The Woman King, maybe? I have a couple things that I could talk about.
Yeah, I have something we didn't talk about. Primal finale on.
We didn't talk about Lotta Rop or Hot D tonight.
That's true. So we'll have 2 episodes of that. So maybe it'll just be a catch-up episode, and we'll figure out what the main topic is.
I want to end, even though I just won the last one. Let's end on a dice roll. There was a lot of dice rolls on this.
Okay, sure.
Just to kind of see, like,
okay, whoever loses has to take us out. They have to give the what is it called? The social media handles and
sign off.
Yeah, the sign off. Thank you.
All right, here comes a nat 20. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Okay.
Not great.
9s and 3s for you.
I don't know what's happening.
18. Take us home, Steve.
Get fucked. Goodbye. If you'd like to get in contact with us, we are at WRPL Podcast at gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WRPL Podcast. My name's Steve.
And I'm Ben.
Have a good one.